Today is Tuesday, May 17th. Got a few things to talk about today. Let's do this one first. Remember my book I was making? So I was doing this book, right? And I told you that I needed to get these rings in the mail so I could do my binding I wanted to on them. So here's one of the rings. And when you buy these, some of the companies will send them straight. You can't see that very well, but they look like that, and you just twist them together and create the ring. This is the colored set I purchased. So they are hooked together. And they're really nice because unlike the rings that fold open, the traditional binder ring, they're not going to accidentally come open because they're screwed in together. So as far as keys are concerned, you want to use them for a key ring, they're going to be really handy. Here's the one I did for my little danglies. I found out that the connector part, this piece here, was too big to go through my little holes, so I just added a jump ring on there so you can see the little rings, and that worked out really well. So I'll keep adding to that for my geocaching goodies. And when I put it in here, this is what I discovered. Can you see that? See the gap? I'll explain the ribbon here in a minute. So if I have this giant ring here, and I think that's the problem, I think I would need a lot smaller one, like maybe that, and I don't know if they make them that small, but it doesn't keep your stuff in your book very well. Let's see if I can get it to do what it was doing. Yeah, see, if it falls down like this, your stuff comes out the other side. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to use these on here like I intended. One thing I thought I could do is cut the spine off and then just fill it with more stuff. Make it, you know, nice and filled up, where this actually is like that with goodies. We shall see. My other option is to use something else. So I've put this piece of ribbon in here as a test, and I can, it doesn't have to be this ribbon. This seems like seam binding. I'm not sure if it actually is, but the ribbon works pretty decent. And you got to make sure you don't make it too tight though, because then you're going to have problems with your page turning. So I'm still trying to figure out how I want to solve that problem. But I left it like that just so I could show you what was going on. These are still fantastic. You can get, say you have a bunch of, you know, little cards that you're working on, or maybe you've cut down some mat board and you have a bunch of these, or if you happen to have a whole bunch of drink coasters like I do, you can punch holes in the corner and you could still add that ring on it and give yourself a way of having, you know, a collection of, you know, a techniques set, or here's all of my paint colors set, like a swatch bundle. So I still like these. I just need to figure out how they're going to work for me. Alright, next thing. I saw some pictures on Facebook, I think it was. Some ladies had gone to Michael's and had found that Michael's had put out a new planner system. They are doing a planner like the Color Crush, or actually any of the brands. Their particular one is this size. And since I have one this size, I was interested in seeing what they had. They had one that was a really nice color of this kind of teal, but that particular store didn't have it yet. I only saw it in the photo. But I did pick up these other ones here. One thing I did do this week also, when I had put these, created these little dividers, I made the holes in them where they were off, meaning here's where the purchased pages fit, and then right here is how off my pages are. So I wanted to fix that so that the dividers and the inserts matched up. So how I've been doing that was I had to add a strip of paper onto both sides of the divider, which is strengthening it too, and then repunch the holes, because I couldn't just repunch the holes. They were too close together. They would have made a huge hole, and then it would have been a big problem. So I need to continue doing that with these ones. I want to find a nice coordinating color to use here. And then I'll have this all sorted out. So there's the other. I just did the black and white ones that I have. Now I have the section called Fit. So when I was there at Michael's, I saw they have this fitness one. Now you can keep them in these little books, but they're also glue bound. And you can pull these pages out, I do believe. Yeah, they should peel out just like a little notebook. And just put a few pages in at a time. Stop wishing and start doing. I haven't tested these papers yet. We have fitness notes, things I need, fitness goals for the month, and you got some little checklisty areas. And that just repeats. So you can pull out a few pages and stick them in your book. And then here in the back section, they have weekly fitness month and week. So if you want to do, say like you're doing a whole bunch of stuff and you want to write that down, you can. And there's also a nutrition section. You could also use that as a meal planner to go along with your fitness. So let's just test one of these pages and see if they peel out nicely like I think. Yep, they do. Peel out really easy. So you can just take that and put that in your little binder. And yes, Michael's does have their holes set exactly the same way as the other companies. It's a standard size hole spacing, and most people use it. Every now and then you're going to find a company's decided to come up with their own and make it annoying, so you have to buy all of only their stuff and, you know, buy their hole punch and all that mess. So they had about 8 different ones of these, I think. They had a meal planning, they had things to do, you know, you'll have to go see if you're interested. And this one says, always be extraordinary. Do what makes you happy. I like how they've come out with these little books. They have a little something something on the inside. They have a beginning page that you could use as a dashboard. Laminate that. So then here's the guts, essentially, of this book. You've got these little take notes. So you could use this kind of Hobonichi style too, where you write some stuff on these lined areas, and then you could put some doodles or some glue-in items. And all of the books are edged in gold, so that's kind of fun. Alright. And then this one says, I'm too busy. Make life awesome. And this one is just a little paper that has a space where you could write a date, and then the rest of it is a grid with a little decorative edge. So I thought that was fun. You can use that as a Hobonichi style as well. And then this here is their box set things that they have. There's a couple other ones, I believe. This one's called, they're calling their line the Creative Year. This particular one, I don't know what it just says insert pack. I don't know if it there was another insert pack, but you have to look at them to see which ones have what you want. So it comes with a nice plastic, you know, divider, dashboard kind of deal. Got nice gold on here. This one has my top moments, so you can do journaling for something. On the back we've got inspirational quotes. So you could, it says date on it, but you don't have to use date. Maybe the date is based off of when you found those quotes. But it is a really neat way of keeping track of some quotes you found that you really enjoy. And then the next batch is Today I Did. And you can have a list of things. And then on the back we have an ideas and don't forget section with a dated area at the top there. Reasons to be happy, excited, thoughtful, and energized. If you need some, you know, creative, healthy, imaginative, and compassionate. Sometimes when you're feeling kind of down, it's good to sit down and think about some positives that you have going on. So this would be a good way of doing that. Last Night I Dreamed. This is a really interesting concept I haven't seen anyone do. If you do like keeping track of your dreams, or, you know, you could just even use this as a jotter for your, you know, a lot of people call it brain dump, just ideas that popped in your head, and you got a little checklist here. You could definitely put stickers across these headers and turn them into other things. Here's a sketch it out for your dream. You definitely could change that into ideas for projects. And then the last group of papers in that one is Notes and Thoughts. And it says in the corner, stay humble. So those are a nice little pack. I like that not only have you get some little inserts, but they give you this divider. This is nice quality plastic here, thick plastic. And then the last thing I got from that set was this 12-month calendar pack. Now, I have a problem with most companies' calendars where you get a divider for the month, and then on the back of the divider, you'll find half the month or the first of the week or something like that, and you can't use it again. And I really, really find that annoying, because you should be able to buy a pack of dividers and then later on buy a pack of inserts to go in the dividers, and it doesn't matter where the week starts, it's not going to be in the wrong month. Does that make sense? So most of the companies, you get something like this, and then you use this up and you have to buy a whole brand new set again. Well, what if I like these and I want to keep them? So then on the back, I've got to figure out how to cover up what's left of some month or something. I don't like that. Michaels has done it. They have listened to somebody and have come up with a great way. So here's your month, you know, the label. What's on the back? Notes and thoughts and a blank space. And then you have your first page of your month, also says notes and thoughts and a blank space. And then you flip that over and there's your month. Your month on 2 pages. So you can write in, and another thing, they're not dated. You date them yourself. So you can pick this up whenever and fill these in whenever you need them to be, and you're not wasting half the month because they're not dated. You can use this in August if you need to. Even though it says January, you can shift that and use that January for next year. So here we go, blank. Then we go into our weeks. So we have week of, and you have a little notes section, and then they give you a bit of space for each of your days. Totally open, no, you know, it's nice to have pretty sometimes, but it's great when you can pretty yourself and not have to worry about another color being in the way for a theme. So once you get to the end of your weeks, and they give you plenty just in case you've got a long month, the very last page of your month is notes and thoughts. So then when you go to the next month, it's just the month card, and once again, notes and thoughts with a little picture. Repeat. So you've got it's fantastic. I love this. I don't know who they spoke with about coming up with this plan, but this is exactly what I was wanting. Thing, a blank. You can have that be whatever you want. You could write down this is your birthdays for the month. Blank. You know, open. Oh, love it. Thank you, Michaels. Thank you. And whoever came up with your stuff. And then at the very end of that, we have another plastic insert tabby thing that says calendar. So that goes right there. Now, granted, this is a lot of months, pages here. Sometimes these won't fit in these little binders. Don't put them all in. Put just the first half. Put the first 3 months in. You know, set the rest of these in your box. Pull them out when you need them. So I am thrilled with what they've come up with. And just so you can see all the little colors for the different months. There was another 2 or 3 different sets of these. One with gold imagery. I don't remember what the other one was. And then there was this one, which is this neat watercolor splash look. And I thought that was perfect since I like to do art. So if you've been frustrated with how the month packs have been set up with other companies, go check these out. They do not have a bigger pack, meaning there's no A5s yet. But if you like the personal size, this is great. And I don't know if you are clever enough, you might be able to come up with a way of turning this into some kind of traveler's notebook thing. All you would really need to do is find out a way to, you know, use your holes. Put a ribbon through it or something, and then you can traveler's notebook into the space. So happy about that. And then they had this. This goes along with those colored pencils that I got wherever they ran off to. I don't remember whose company this is. Oh, Marby. I think it's Marby. Somebody has them. I got these neat little color in planner tab deals I thought would be cute. So those are also at Michael's. They have a whole section there. They're little note tabs and with some spaces for coloring. And some of them have a little bit of gold accent on there. Pretty cool. Alright. So the next thing I did, well I was watching some YouTube videos and this lady had this line of products she was talking about receiving. And I'd never heard of the company before. So I looked them up and I found their webpage. In fact, I think the lady even had a link for them in their description box. And I'm like, wow, those look pretty cool. I haven't seen this type of stuff before. So I wrote them an email and I asked if they would be interested in maybe sending me a couple things to review and show you guys. And they did. And so here's just the stuff that was in the box real quick. The company's name is International Arrivals, and their website is www.intlarrivals.com. There it is right there. I will put that in the description box. And I told them what I was interested in mainly based off of some stuff that I'd already been showing. And so this is what we got. We have the Color Core Solid Lead down to the core woodless pencils. Now, first impressions of products as I pulled them out of the box, their packaging is very nice. I love the graphics they've used. This is a little metal tin, so you've got some strength. Unfortunately, on these particular ones, if I can open it one-handed, well, not really one-handed, but I got mine. We had some breakage. I don't know how these got broke inside the tin. I don't know if something maybe pinched that into the tin during the process, maybe. Dropped, I don't know. But that's okay. No big deal. The next one we have is the Color Splash watercolor pencils. Look at this. Isn't this pretty? Got the watercolor look on it. So pretty. Nice little tin. Nice little assortment of colored pencils here. I have not tested any of these yet. They are the triangular barrel kind of pencil. It's not total triangle, but it's got like a sort of triangle going on there for comfort grip. So there's that one. And then we got some gel pens, glitter gel pens, yummy, yummy scented. So each one of these has a scent to them. And that's going to be pretty cute to check out. Definitely would be a very cool idea if you have a teenage or adolescent child who likes gel pens. Teenage girl maybe. And then they had these felt tip markers, and these are also a triangular barrel. They're called Seriously Fine, 36 colors. Look at that nice color assortment. You've got several shades of each of the colors, so you can go along. And they've got a very nice selection of grays, which I think is important. And they've included a color that looks kind of like skin tone. I don't know how I got that piece of there. So these are going to be neat to check out. And all of the packaging, and the plastic ones have these little tabby bits. Here's the point on that. It's not like the triplets where it has that piece that sticks out really far, but it has a very fine point like them. So we will be excited to do a review on these. And this company even has coloring books. So we have this one here. It's an 8.5 by 6 inch color in book, Urban Cities. They had several different ones. Really neat texture on the cover here. It's almost like a canvas, but it is paper. And then you got all these really interesting, intricate cityscape things to go through and try out. And this paper seems, it's not copy paper. It's thicker than copy paper, a lot, considerably thicker. I think this is going to be really nice coloring paper. This is closer to the Johanna Basford type paper, so we will see. Very cool on that. And then we also had, let me put these out of the way real quick so I can get these other two out because they're bigger. We have the Beach Bum Color In book. And it's 32 different pages, 9 inches by 12 inches. They are perforated, so you can tear them out. So we've got, you know, some really good scenes in here. It's not super intricate, so this is really good for children. Us adults who are coloring, we can do all kinds of really good shading with these pages. You can do Zentangle into the different areas if you want to. Sometimes it's nice just to have something with bigger spaces to color in. And this is really decent paper too. So you got all these really cool images here at the beach. And there's those images. So you can just quick see what they are. And it's spiral bound for the book. And the cover itself even has something you could color, a bunch of little repeating birds. And then the last one that I got was Color In Marvelous Market. Frameable illustrations. And here's the little paper for that. Same as the other one. And this is something that was interesting. They had this little bit of cardboard here that was tucked into the spiral. And that's to prevent smashing of the spiral. That was really smart. These were also inside plastic wrapper, which I took off to check them out before making the video. Everything had a wrapper around it. The tins, I mean, and the books did. The plastic pen packaging did not have a wrapper. It just had a sticker. So these are really cool pictures as well. All kinds of different kitchen-y things. Here's some stuff on the shelf. Just skipping along here. Food in a bowl, edible flowers. I have one problem with the images in both of these books. This one in particular. This page is fine. Several of them are fine, but every now and then you find one. And this may not be a big deal for other people, but for me I find it a little annoying when it happens. So you have a full page of coloring, right? Well, the perforation is here. So once I've colored, I'm going to lose part of my image. Like, in particular, the coffee cup handle is going to disappear. See? I would like the image to only be in the area of the paper that I'm going to be able to keep. So when you print these, they should make a point of keeping an idea that this is going to be gone. This particular page is great. Stops well before the perforation mark, so I'm not going to lose any of the lovely imagery. Same with this one. This one's great. This one's great. So's this one. But here, I'm going to lose part of my flower. So I like to have all of my image for me to have. Most of these pages are fine. So we got our fish, shrimp, but yeah, like here. So, you know, great imagery, and I want to be able to keep it, but I'm going to lose. All this right here will have to come off. And some may think that, well, it's not really that big of a deal. No, it's not really that big of a deal. But it would be nice to keep it. I'd like to have I'm going to lose part of my handle on that picture. So, great imagery, though. Love these images. I have not seen books that have anything like this in it, in particular. Like ice cream trucks and a collection of hors d'oeuvres and candies, you know, breads. You know, just wherever you've seen a picture of how the cow's cut apart for when you have meats made. So, super cool. I'm very impressed so far with their products. And we will see how they stand up on paper and stuff like that once we get into them. Do our testing. So thank you to International Rival for sending me those goodies. And we'll definitely Definitely want to check out their website. They've got many other things, not just those. That's just the stuff that I was explaining to them was where I was interested in that, so they've picked out those items to send to me. Alright, and the last thing I did, I've got to find it. I got Artie. Gina has stamps. I've shown those two before. These guys. That's just my two that I have. And I'm on her design team for her stamps. And she had us, the ladies who were on the team were given a challenge of creating a card about this size using some of the stamps, and mailed it to each other. And then we're going to come up with a way of binding them into something, and that'll be a separate video. But I didn't do a video on my process for this card because with my stumped brain, I guess you could say, of feeling uninspired, I didn't want to put pressure on myself by having to have the camera rolling while coming up with something. So you remember these little circle tissue papers I showed you? Well, that was the basis for my card. So I had a lot of fun with this. I first put those tissue circles on there. Look how great they turned out. The little tissues just stuck on there. I used, was it matte gel? Yeah, Liquitex matte gel. You can use whatever product you like. So I got those on there, and then I came back through with the stamps and stamped them on there. And I used, it's not liquid glass, it's Paper Glaze by Aleene's. I have a bunch of that. I went over the stamped images with those, kind of gave them that embossed look. And then I got my Stabilo All pencil out and added some color with that. Stamped the word inspired on there and added some liquid pearl dot accents in the little circles that Gina had left on the word, and added also some of this drywall tape, circle drywall tape, because it, you know, circles, goes along with it. So I got those sent out. Well, I have them ready to be sent out. So I had fun with that. I got a couple of each color and put them on there, and, you know, just wherever they wanted to go, they went. They all have the circles and the little stamp circles in the word, but they're not all exactly in the same spot. I just kind of put them wherever. And I did discover that if I took, like, the one I was working on and the next, another one, and put them side by side, and when I stamped, then I could get the whole image onto two cards and not waste it on my mat or have to worry about cleaning it up. So if you're making several of the same thing like this, you know, put two next to each other, and you can do your stamping on both if you're going all on the edge. Because obviously, you know, you have images in the middle, but you shouldn't ignore the edge. You don't want it looking like you always have a border all the time, unless that's your style. It's nice to have things that run over the edge sometimes to bring it out there. So I hope you've enjoyed my blathering on today. Look for those products I mentioned if you're interested. You can ask any questions you can, or any questions you have about anything you've seen today in the description box below, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. And look ahead for that video for the International Rivals products. We'll do a little review of them in my swatch book here coming up. Hope you're having a great day. If you're not already a subscriber, you can hit that button down below and become one to see future videos from me. And as I said before, any questions can go in the description box, and we'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye.